Hi everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel, Spiritual Talk. There's two things happening this weekend. There's a supermoon and a lunar moon. There's a lot coming out this month and next month. We're feeling energies. Sometimes they're really hard and sometimes they're a little more. It kind of gives you just a tiny bit of a break, but then like that. I wanted to talk today because there's a lot of conflict happening. I actually felt it in the car today between like two people that I care about, and it's like I'm trying to explain that right now people have a difference of opinions, so it's kind of causing conflict. I want you all to kind of step outside for a minute and think of it this way, okay? Like, there's so much happening in the world, so many different things, and there are people who are actually seeking the truth, and their truth is coming to fruition. Some are more reluctant, and like, I know there's truths that I didn't want to face. And I was like, oh my God. But like, now I'm seeing things, and it's it's making me want to throw up. I've been experiencing, especially this past year, where someone that, like, they say they love you, but they're treating you like shift. Okay. Today I was driving, and I didn't do anything wrong or what have you, and I was at a stop sign, and I was waiting for the cars to go by, and then I start turning out, and this young man hollers out, "Stupid bitch." There's a lot of ignorance towards women and children, especially with younger people. They're very disrespectful to women. Part of it is because, like, we've been living in a world where women and children have been being treated like crap. But now it's changing because people are looking more into their feminine side. A lot of it was because, well, a man, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to have feelings, like, push it down. Don't push it down. We all have to feel. Feelings is a big part of life, and the more you push down, the more angrier you become. And like, with regards to bullies, because there's a lot of bullying happening right now. Like, oh no, you got to think this way, or you got to think that way. And I am going to say it because it's a lot in the religious field. I know that there's some religions where if you don't believe the way we believe, well, they'll kick family members out. They'll disown a family member. How is that a believer in God? God is not about casting aside someone because they don't have the same beliefs. And religion shouldn't be that way. Nothing should be that way. We're all different. None of us think the same. And I've been seeing that. It's like, well, you're a fucking moron, excuse my French, if you think that way. Well, wait a minute. How are they any more of a moron for thinking their way as you are for thinking yours? Just because you don't agree with something doesn't make it not true. Maybe you just can't handle the truth, or you've been programmed one way or another. So I want people to take the time and just kind of, before judging someone and their beliefs and how they think, step outside the box and actually do the research. Don't say, oh, well, you're a right wing or you're a left wing or you're this or you're that. Because name calling, ignorance, y'all want change. Well, change don't just happen because you kind of say so. We have to make that change together. Like, we're growing together. Today when I was in the car, and it was like a lot of back and forth, and it was like one person had a certain opinion because they worked for a certain group, okay? And they were brought up thinking this way. Well, there's a lot of stuff, like with regards to the military. A lot of people are coming forward and saying, like, hey, they're supposed to be fighting for peace and to protect the people. But a lot of people have been seeing that, wait a minute, no, this hasn't been to keep the peace. It's been to create more havoc because the corruption is trying to get people to protect their secrets. That's one side of the opinion. The other side of the opinion is, oh, no, they're there to help and we're free. And, well, some people feel like they're free. But there's people right now who look around and they don't feel free. A lot of people are waking up right now and they're not knowing what's up or what's down sometimes. Everybody's at each other's throats a lot of the time right now. But it's changing, because what needs to happen is people need to understand the aspect that, like life right now, it's not rainbows and unicorns for anyone. Okay? People can take and post all the positive things that's happening in their life. Okay? But they're not showing the hurt and the upset that they're feeling. It's a front. It's an illusion. Like, kids are seeing these filters and they're thinking, well, I got to look that way, or I got to be this way, or what have you. Okay? They have idols. Okay? And for a lot of kids, the idol part is a lot of sports people. Okay? Now, think of it this way, okay? A lot of these sports people, they're advertising these energy drinks full of sugar, acidic stuff that's not good for you. And it may give you a burst of energy, but you come crashing down. Well, these idols that your kids have, they're advertising these drinks, but they're not drinking them themselves. Now, they say about steroids. Okay. These energy drinks, well, they give you like a steroid, gives you a boost. Does it not? So what about these power drinks, these energy drinks? Is that not the same thing? You're putting toxic chemicals into yourself and your children to make them better. They might be better at that moment, but I can guarantee they're feeling like shit afterwards. Back years ago, like I've seen a bunch of people and they're buying these energy drinks. Red Bull was a big one. And I was working at a golf course and I felt I needed some energy myself. So I decided that, well, there's a big hoop to law about it. I'm going to try it myself. Ugh. Talk about disgusting. And a couple drinks in and I didn't feel energized. I just felt like puking. Papa's the same way. I know someone and they buy those buble, whatever the heck they're called. They're not energy drinks, but they're the bubble water that's flavored. And they've come, because I said about like, okay, well, instead of going and buying these cans of stuff, why not just go buy the machine that puts the bubbles in your water? It's cheaper. Well, they did the research and they found out that, well, these bubbles are actually not good for you. They cause problems. See, we think just because, it's the going thing. Everybody's doing it. Well, as I had stated before, if people jumped off a bridge and there was a really good chance that you were going to die because, okay, take it this way. There's no water below. Okay? Someone jumps off a bridge. Are you going to jump too? Because my question would be, well, why? Why would you jump? Why be a follower? Why can't you be a leader of your own life? You don't have to be like, be a leader. Teach. Don't bully to teach what you're teaching. Put it out there, and it's up to people whether or not. There's a lot of stuff being said about like school. I hated school because I wasn't into the programming. My question is, because like I don't so much hear it anymore, kids aren't being taught how to write, which I was taught how to write in school. A lot of people don't have very good penmanship right now, so it's hard to read, but I don't even read books. Not because I'm stupid, but because I don't like reading. When I went to school, they had a class called home ec, where we were taught how to cook and we were taught how to sew. I actually made a skirt. And then we had a class, industrial arts. It was teaching us how to do woodworking, to be able to make things. But they don't teach that anymore. Why? Why not teach life skills opposed to like, oh, well, we're going to drill your head full of fear of war and racism and everything like that. When you do that, you create more racism. Instead of correcting things, We just keep drilling it that this is what happened. This is what happened. So we keep repeating history. There's a word for it. I know it'll come to me. Like right now, I've been connected. I was connected with the collective, and right now with all the energies and stuff, we're all kind of on different frequencies, and we're kind of get like I've been kind of disconnected from things, but it's kind of like a suggestion. Like if you keep saying something over and over again, it's going to keep it's going to happen. Yesterday or the other day, one of the two, I took some stuff out to feed the crows. Okay? And someone else that feeds the crows, okay, they take it and they put it in a pile. Well, I didn't put it in a pile. Because when crows are fishing or going for food, they go all over the place. So I took it and I put it all over the place. All that person did was criticize me. Stop doing that. We don't do things the same. Just because you do it one way doesn't mean I have to do it too. Doesn't mean that my way is wrong or that your way is always right. People need to look at themselves before they criticize someone else. Stop insulting each other. I've said it before. Our children are behaving better than us adults, and we're the ones that's supposed to be setting an example. It's time that we stop the vicious circle. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone because we've all done it. And don't say you haven't, because I'll tell you you're full of shift. Nobody's perfect. We've all done it at least once, maybe twice. I know, like today, when that young fella called me a stupid bitch, I had no idea why he called me a stupid bitch. And it's like, who taught you to be like that? Why are you so bitter? You know, a bully makes a bully. So, if you were bullied in school and you became a bully, how are you any better than the bully? I'm not saying that all people that are being bullied becomes bullies. But the bully system comes from somewheres. And it's usually originated from a bully. So that's the vicious circle that we need to stop. We need to stop saying about, oh, well, men are this way and women are that way. Well, take a look at ourselves, because we both have the male and we both have the female. Some have more masculine, some have more feminine, some break even, and some kind of go like on a wave. When we don't take the time to look at like what's in front of us, war creates more war. I've said, you know, if people just stop fighting, there'd be no war. When it's war, it's like you're doing the dirty work. We're put in the middle. We're pawns because somebody's got a big ego. And I'm going to go back to the part that I said about our kids having these idols. See, every kid should be given the opportunity to play in anything, whether it be professional or not. Games were meant to be fun. They were never meant to pound the crap out of each other. You know, like, you don't believe it, but like these hockey games and stuff like that, you're rooting for these teams, and you're fighting against each other, and you're betting on this person or that team or what have you. It's all rigged. In all honesty, they don't care who wins or loses because they're getting paid either way. I was talking to someone the other day, and I was saying about like these sports people. They're advertising stuff that's not good for your kids or stuff like that, because your kids are the ones that have them as idols for the most part. Well, when I said that, well, the person said, well, if they make the money. So if they make the money, it's okay to make your children sick. I know McDonald's, okay, you hear it on the radio and they're saying, oh, well, come and buy food from us and we'll put so much money towards a place for you to stay while your kids are in the hospital sick. Well, did you ever take the time to think that maybe they're the ones that are making your kids sick? They're making shit piles of money off you, so 50 cents here or there means squat. I had a fillet of fish one day because I ate them before, and okay, I didn't mind them. I kind of liked them then. But I went this one day and I got the fillet of fish and I damn near puked. It was so disgusting. I went to KFC one day here a month ago, almost. And I ordered chicken because I kind of was craving it. Like, even though I don't really eat chicken, but I also got their plant-based chicken burger thing. It was disgusting. It was cold. You're paying out crap piles of money for garbage. I'm starting to listen to people, and someone said about a restaurant where they drop the food on the floor. They're picking it up and they're giving it to you. They're spitting in your food. They're picking their noses, they're scratching their asses, and they're touching your food. Did you ever get hair in your food? We all have. I mean, I'd rather cook my own food and get my own hair in my food than like there was Mother's Day. I went out and I had I ordered 2-piece fish and chips, okay, and I shared it. Well, last year, the fish and chips was crap. This year, it had some taste and flavor to it, so it was more of, they took time, and you can actually see them doing it. How many of you go into a fast food place and actually pay attention? Do they wash their hands? Okay, you could say, oh, well, some of them put on gloves. How often do they change those gloves? I've seen them go and swipe stuff off the counter and touch taps and touch this and then touch your food. You wonder why you're sick. Your food is being contaminated. But we don't want to look at that. Because no, people don't do that. Oh, I'm here to tell you, people do that. More often than not. Only people don't say about it. The workers won't say about it. Because they're afraid to lose their jobs. Today, another topic about people going to work. You're getting abused in the workforce. But people think because, oh, well, we want the stuff. Get out there. There's lots of jobs out there. If you're worried about those jobs, then you get out there and you do them yourself. Okay? You don't know what happens behind closed doors. You don't know why people left their jobs. But I can tell you, a lot of them just got sick and frickin' tired. And they ain't taking the shift no more. Literally. See, we do little pieces of things here and there. And I actually said it one day. It's like, if everyone just walked off the job and said, fuck it, excuse my French, it was like kind of, they're putting us at our knees. And they're bankrupting our small businesses. Meanwhile, these big corporations are lining their pockets and you're poor as hell. You're sick, but they don't care. Do you think they're really eating the food? But that's just my opinion. And that's okay, because we all have an opinion. Some may say, oh, well, you're fucking retarded. Or you got screws loose. I did have screws loose, but I tightened them up. Like, I don't go and I don't do a lot of research, because I know that there's a lot of crap. There's a lot of true information and misinformation, and it's keeping us back and forth and back and forth. We're glued to our TV because, oh, we're waiting for the next thing. I stepped away from the TV. I don't even watch TV. I've stopped going on the computer once in a while. I'll look at Facebook and see what people have to say, and see the positive messages. I see the truth seekers putting stuff out there. A lot of people are asking questions. And I know that there's a lot of corruption. A lot more. But see, they're not showing the actual truth on what you call mainstream media. Because if they did that, if they showed the real positive stuff, the stuff that's really happening, they don't get ratings from that. I was walking one day on a train track where I go a lot, and someone come along, and we were talking, and they told me that here back in March this year, a U-Haul van was hauled over. It was coming from Nova Scotia or New Brunswick. It was on its way to Quebec. It was hauled over because of human trafficking. The youngest kid that was in that vehicle was 2.